थोड़ा सा वो yes. Well, students, we are going to discuss today regarding the business activities, in which partially we have discussed regarding the classification of the business activity in industry and commerce, where we discussed that industry was broadly classified in two major segments, that is primary industry and secondary industry. Here, the primary industry includes the industries like extractive industries and genetic industry. Secondary industry basically includes this manufacturing unit, construction unit, and it includes the tertiary, or you say the service industries in itself. For today's lecture, today's discussion, we are going to relate the classification of business activity which comprises of commerce. We will discuss here today what commerce is and what are the type of hindrances, obstacles that comes in the path of the commerce and business activity, where we will sequentially discuss regarding the hindrances of the person, hindrances of the place, hindrances of time, hindrances of exchange, hindrances related to risk, and hindrances of knowledge to the consumers for conducting smooth business activities. So let us proceed our discussion within a short while. Lakshman sir. Well, students, my voice is clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let us,
Yes, sir.
let us continue our discussion regarding the term commerce. Basically, commerce is a technical term which refers to all those activities basically which help directly or indirectly in the distribution of goods, in the distribution of products, that may be goods which are physically tangible in nature, that may be services which are intangible in nature to the ultimate consumers. So the distribution of the goods and services ultimately to the consumers is considered to be commerce. So when we talk about the exchanges, their exchanges relates to those activities in which the sale and purchases of the goods are done for generating income, for generating revenue. But commerce symbolizes the activities, all those activities which are included in business activities where distribution of the goods and services is done. So when these goods are produced, when these services are generated, if it will not be ultimately made available to the ultimate consumers and users, then all these produces or products will be of no use, will be meaningless. So there will be no use of the producing goods or produced goods unless and until it reaches the doorstep or it reaches to the end users for ultimate consumption. So goods are produced at one place and the consumers lie at different places, or you can say the consumers are scattered at different places. So under such a situation, it becomes authentic, needful, purposeful to distribute these produced goods from one place to the end users or the consumers located at different places. So the production of the goods, production of the products, conversion of the inputs into meaningful goods and services depends upon what? Depends upon the type of the organization. What is the scale of the organization? What is the nature of the organization? And depending upon the nature, type, and size, the productivity varies from concern to concern. It varies from one organization to another organization. So students, these activity of distributing the goods from one place to another place, from the producer to the consumers, is considered to be commerce. And the goods are produced at different scales, different quantities, as per the demands of the consumers, as per the requirements of the consumers, as per the preferences of the consumers. So in conversion and in providing those goods to the ultimate consumers for the final consumption or end consumption, there comes different type of hindrances. There is created a lot of creation of a lot of hurdles, lot of challenges in the path of conducting commerce. So we will relate our discussion of distribution of the goods and services to the ultimate consumers, which is considered to be commerce, with a different type of situations, with a different type of problems that gets created, that gets arised in conducting this specific task, in performing this particular function. So what are the hindrances? Hindrances here refers to the challenges. Hindrances here refers to the problems. Hindrances here refers to the awkwardness that gets created in distribution of the goods directly or indirectly to the ultimate users, to the ultimate consumers. So students, all these problems, all these challenges, all these hurdles or hindrances relates to the person, relates to the place, time, exchange, risk, and knowledge, which are categorized differently, and different type of initiatives, different type of provisions have been made. For what? For eradicating or removing the problems, so that commerce can be conducted, so that this distribution of the goods can be performed smoothly to the ultimate consumers. So let us now relate our very first topic, the hindrances which are caused to the people, and how commerce plays a significant role in eradicating and removing the problems associated with persons. So when we talk about a large variety of goods, which are produced ultimately by whom? By the organizations, by the company concerns. So these are produced by the organizations, companies, multinational companies, as per the choice, as per the requirement, as per the taste and preferences of the consumers. So those group of people who indulge themselves in manufacturing the goods, manufacturing the products, are considered to be the producers. And the group of people or collection of person who ultimately uses at last these goods, these services, these products, are considered to be the consumers. So these producers and consumers need to be interrelated to each other. And if the consumers are absent, then producers and their activities will be in vain, will be useless. And if only consumers are there or exists, then the producer's absence will have no meaning of such consumers. So both are significant to each other, both are important to each other, and in order to fulfill the requirements, needs of the consumers, the producers engage themselves in different type of activities. They arrange men and material factors which are responsible for production of the goods, production of the services, according to the need, according to the taste, according to the preferences of the consumers. And they promote these goods, promote these services in such a way that it becomes a bundle of satisfaction. The products inherit with a bundle of satisfaction for the ultimate consumers. And by utilizing, by consuming such products, the consumers feel themselves overwhelmed, satisfied, and such effective activity creates this relationship between a positive relationship between the producers and the consumers. So when we talk about these producers and consumers, Basically, there is no direct relationship. There is no direct relationship between the producer and the consumer. So this relationship between the producer and the consumer is resolved, is needed to be resolved. So if there will be no relation, if there is no sign of relationship between the producer and consumer, how the producer will distribute, will supply the goods directly or indirectly to the ultimate consumers? So this is one of the biggest problem of hindrance, they're considered to be the hindrance of person. So basically the traders, they help in exchanges, in conducting sale and purchases of the goods, of the services from the producers to the consumers. And with the help of this trader, the problem, the hindrance of person, the hindrance of interaction between the producer and the consumer is resolved, is managed. So elimination of this problem of person, I mean direct relationship between the producer and the consumer is eliminated, is removed with the help of traders. They remove this hurdle, remove this problem. So here commerce becomes very effective and efficient in eliminating such gap. If commerce will be absent, then how the producers and how the consumers will interact with themselves regarding their choices, regarding their demands, and how the producer will manage and supply the goods ultimately to the consumers, how the exchange, sale and purchase of the goods, of the services can be conducted. So presence of commerce, presence of this activity of distribution of the goods directly or indirectly to the consumers with the help of traders removes this problem of the hindrance or the problem of person, and the exchange becomes possible. The supply becomes possible. So this was the very first point regarding the hindrances of person. The second problem that comes into consideration is the hindrance of place. It's a very big issue that the goods which are produced, the products which are manufactured at one place, and they need to be consumed at some other place. So place of production and place of consumption, both are different and they are apart from each other, distinct from each other, separate from each other. And it is not necessary that the place of production will have ultimate consumers in the same place. No, production may occur in UP, and distribution or consumption of the goods, supply of the goods, exchanges of the goods, demand of the goods may arise from Karnataka, it may arise from Kerala, it may arise from Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, or some other places which are far apart, far away from the place of production. So the place of production and place of consumption can be same or cannot be same. It depends upon the taste and preferences and requirements of the customers in different corners of the country or across the country also. So here, this is a biggest problem that comes in the path of conducting business activity, conducting exchanges of goods and services, that place of production and place of consumption are different, are separate. So this problem is resolved by the involvement of commerce, by the existence of commerce, presence of commerce with the help of transportation system. So the transportation system or the transport facility plays a very significant role in eliminating the problem of place with the help of the vehicles, with the help of the train, with the help of the plane, with the help of mode of different communications in transportation system, lorries, trucks. The goods are transferred or moved from one place to another place. And this gap, place gap, which is created in this due course of exchange of goods and services is eliminated, is removed. So the commerce is very significant, very important. It is one of the major function of commerce, that with the involvement of commerce, with the distribution of the goods ultimately to the end users or consumers directly or indirectly, the provision of transportation system comes into existence. The involvement of the transportation system removes the gap of the place, and goods reach from the place of manufacture to the place of consumption easily, conveniently, and whenever there is a demand by the consumer, the goods are available to the consumers for ultimate consumption. Now, if you proceed with the other hindrances in the path of commerce, the next comes the time, or hindrances of time. So here some products which are manufactured, which are produced, are not necessarily consumed immediately. If you talk about the rice, if you talk about the wheat, if you talk about the pulses and many other products, these are produced in a particular season, but the consumption of such products sustains throughout the year. The customers demand for these particular products throughout the year. They keep on consuming and using these products entire year, but the production is limited, and production is in a particular specific time. So the time of production and time of consumption are different. It creates a gap. In other way, you can also take some of the goods like television, like car, like ACs, like coolers. So these are such products which are also manufactured seasonally. No, these are consumed seasonally, but these products are manufactured throughout the year. But the consumption is in a particular season. So there is also a problem of time gap. Production is throughout the year, and consumption is in a particular season. And some of the products are there which are manufactured in a particular season, but the consumption is throughout the year. So there is a gap, there is a problem of time. So such time gap can be eliminated, can be removed. It becomes the function, it becomes the responsibility of commerce to eradicate and remove such problems, such hindrances from the path of exchanges of goods and services ultimately to the consumers. So the hindrance of this place is removed by warehousing, by storing facilities, by storage facilities which are facilitated, which are encouraged, which are adopted by the business concerns, business organizations, in order to remove this gap of time. And with the involvement of, or with the conduction of this storage system, adaptation of this storage system, the gap of time is eliminated, and we can store, we can safeguard, we can keep safely the goods, the products for a longer period of time, which can be preserved for the ultimate consumption of the consumers at any stake of moment. Whenever there will be a demand, there will be a requirement in the market, in the business environment by the consumers will of course will get the products instantly, and the exchanges will become possible. So it is another important function of commerce that it eliminates, removes the hindrance or the problem of time with the help of warehousing facility. Now, let us proceed with the next point, the hindrance of exchange. Here, the goods and services produced by the manufacturer are sold to the buyers in exchange of money. Always the sale and purchases of the goods, of the services, are conducted for the sake of profit orientation, for the sake of creation of money, creation of wealth. Now, the common medium of exchange is circulated nowadays with the help of the banking system. The banking system has smoothened the functioning, the activities of sales and exchange within the country and outside the country as well. Any person, any consumer can conduct the sale and purchase. He can perform the exchanges of goods and services at any corner of the country, maybe rural, maybe urban, maybe within domestic or outside the country as well. And this banking system has facilitated the smooth flow of funds, smooth flow of money from one place to another place, one concern to another concern. So the banking facility has provided the businessman a big support and active participation by providing them with the facilities like checks, like bank drafts. They are provided with loan, credit, short-term, long-term credit facilities are provided. So this has enhanced the possibility of more turnover, more business, more production, more more economic activities are promoted, are supported by this banking system, by the banks which has come into role, come into existence. So the problem of exchange was a major issue at traditional times, but in this modern era, in this modern 21st century, you can say the problem of exchange is no more going to sustain, is having no place anywhere. It has been eliminated, it has been removed by the involvement and by the active participation of the banking structure in our country, in our democracy. So here, different type of provisions, different type of facilities are provided to the business concerns along with the customers, so that easily the goods can be demanded and easily the sale and purchases of the goods and services could become possible for the two parties, the buyers and the sellers, the organization and the consumers. In the sequence of the hindrances of the commerce, next comes the risk, hindrance of risk. Risk is an integral part, an integral element of a concern, of a business entity, of business. We cannot eliminate the risk. There is always a possibility of uncertainties, there is always a possibility of losses or any accident or any unfavorable situation may arise in the company concern naturally or artificially, which can bring loss, which can create financial, which can influence financially to the company concern. So under such a situation, what happens? How the companies look after the particular financial deficit or financial issues, how they balance themselves, how they recover themselves from that particular drawback which has been created due to the uncertainties, due to the unexpected events that is going to occur or happen in the particular company concern. So here, the risk is removed with the involvement of the commerce, with the participation of the insurance companies. And this insurance sector now supports the commerce to eliminate this problem of risk. Now, the companies who have taken insurances, who have become a part of insurance policies, they are just not afraid of the uncertainties. They are ready to take the pain. If any loss occurs, if any lump sum amount of uncertainty occurs in the company concern, then these insurance companies plays a dynamic role, a very systematic role in making good or recovering the financial losses occurred in the company concern due to fire, due to accident, or due to some other uncertainties, unexpected events that has caused such a huge financial loss. So students, the risk is such a factor which always is a part of the business. As it is a part of in our common life, we are walking and we may face accident at any stage of moment. Might be, there may be my fault or our fault, or might not be due to our fault. So the accident may occur, uncertainty may occur, any tragedy may occur at any stake of moment, and no one can neglect it. The same way, business also faces these uncertainties which are unexpected in nature, which occurs without any plan. So to in order to meet such uncertainties, in order to face the situation which has been created due to such uncertainties, accidents, or unplanned events, if loss occurs, then such insurance companies helps and supports financially to make good the losses which has caused due to these uncertainties. So insurance company plays a significant role in eliminating the hindrance of risk, problem of risk, and it is due to the commerce. So commerce plays a very significant role. It is having one of the major function to eliminate the hindrance created due to uncertainties, created due to risk. So the last point that is to be focused here is the hindrance of knowledge, is the hindrance of knowledge, the problem of knowledge. Generally, the consumers, when we talk about the consumers and producers, the consumers and the buyers are always found to be ignorant about the feature, about the quality, about the type, about the nature, about the pattern, texture, and specifications of the products. So when they visit the shop, they come to know about the new products, new launches, about the features of the products, about the quality of the products in different aspects, in different types. But such informations, if will be made available to the ultimate consumers or buyers, then they can make up their mind that what to purchase, what not to purchase, what suits them in a better way for regarding with respect to their financial capacity, which will fit them according to their pocket. So informations need to be very clearly distributed among the consumers regarding the nature, type, size, pattern, texture, specifications of the products. This helps, this supports to the customers to make the right choice, to make right purchases, because a satisfied customer will have a trust if you provide them with accurate information, perfect information, and they will prefer your product in future, and they will convey loyalty towards your product, trust towards your product. So such problems which exist in the business, which exist in commerce, that customers, the buyers are unaware about, are not having complete knowledge. They might have partial knowledge, or they are having partial knowledge regarding the feature and characteristics and nature specification of the products, cannot make the right choice, cannot make the right exchanges. So in order to remove such gap, the function of commerce becomes very significant. Here commerce plays a significant role by providing advertisement facility, by provision of advertisement. The customers, with the help of banners, hoarders, televisions, internet, media, the messages, the informations regarding the quality, nature, type, and size and pattern of the products, these messages are basically conveyed or provided ultimately to the customers, so that they can get accurate information. They can be 100% aware about the merits, demerits, price, quotation, their features, types of the particular product, so that they can rely and trust upon the products, and they can make the right decisions regarding the purchases, regarding the exchanges of the goods and services in the market, in the competitive environment. So this advertisement now is that branch of commerce which helps in removing the hindrance of knowledge by spreading awareness among the consumers regarding the utility, regarding the level of satisfaction of the new products, of the existing products, and this supports the customers to purchase and make the right exchanges regarding goods, regarding the products. Students, so far the classification now is concerned regarding commerce. Commerce is broadly classified into major areas that we had discussed in our previous class, that is trade and aids to trade. So what is trade? Trade is considered to be an integral part of commerce. कॉमर्स का बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण और अभिन्न अंग माना जाता है. It refers to what? Trade means what? Trade means buying and selling. But commerce means just distribution of the goods from the producers to the consumers, directly or indirectly. But trade symbolizes, trade refers to the buying and selling of the goods, of the services. So the trade segment of commerce basically brings together the manufacturer and the consumer. The manufacturer and consumer bought in a togetherness with the help of the trade. So trader basically acts here as a linking pin between the manufacturer and the consumer. So in the absence of trader, if the trader is absent, then of course the manufacturer will have to search, will have to look after the consumers, and it will never become possible that the consumption of the goods will be. But if the traders are present, then in this particular situation, the traders will manage the relationship or link between the manufacturer and the consumers, and consumers will become capable to avail, to get the goods as per their needs, as per their requirements, as per their taste and preferences, and manufacturer will provide them with all sorts of utilities inherited in their product, which have the potential, which will possess the potential to satisfy the requirements, satisfy the need of the company concern, of the end users, of the consumers. So here, when we talk about the intermediary, when we talk about the linking pin between the manufacturer and the consumer, absolutely it is the trader. So trader acts as a communication link, it acts as an intermediary or a linking pin between the manufacturer and the consumer. Well, so far the traders are concerned, basically the traders are classified, or trade is classified, you can say, in two types: internal trade and external trade. So these 2 points, internal trade and external trade, are to be discussed in the upcoming class. Till then, go through your textbook, read your NCERT book thoroughly, and we will proceed our discussion in the upcoming class. Till then, thank you. And I would like to ask you all, come on mic. Students, unmute yourself, talk to me. Yes, Akansha Kumari,
Yes,
Sapna Gupta. Voice is clear, any problem? Your quality?
No, sir.
No, you are getting
Yes.
the concept?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
You are not getting it. You are unable to understand. Yes? अरे समझ में आ रहा
Yes,
है?
sir.
ओके, समझ में आ रहा है, कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
आप
Yes, sir.
एनसीईआरटी की बुक फॉलो कर रहे हैं?
Yes, sir.
ओके, उसको पढ़िए,
Yes, sir.
थॉरोली रीड करिए और अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश करिए. अकाउंटेंसी, इकोनॉमिक्स साथ में कैरी करिए, ठीक है? 11th is a very important class to you because it is fundamental class, and when you go through your textbooks multiple times again and again, things will be more clear, more interesting. अगर आप interest नहीं लेते हो तो it is never possible that it will come automatically. Never. You will have to develop interest, you will have to generate interest towards your studies. Getting me? So yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so focus on your studies, take it seriously. Time is rolling on, and you have to be cautious regarding your time. You have to keep in mind that time and tide waits for none. So be serious and be focused towards your studies. Till then, thank you, and let us see the topics, internal trade, external trade, and the upcoming topics in the next class. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.